Every year, Americans spend billions on self-help, self-improvement, and transformation. But is it working? Welcome to the Transformation Truth Podcast, your home for a slightly irreverent and sometimes informed look at what it takes to change, why you don't have it, and what it will take to get it.
All right, well, welcome to the Transformation Truth Podcast. My name's Abel, and as always, next to me is Mr. Darren.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Thank you guys for watching us on YouTube or listening in on iTunes. So Darren and I were just discussing...
we talk before we start filming.
We discuss all kinds of things, and you guys aren't privileged enough yet to catch those things, but maybe we'll have the bonus features.
The blooper reels.
The blooper reels.
Yeah.
Where we discuss just off-topic things. Not that we don't already do that.
That's really the secret to our massive success.
Yeah.
Is what goes on before camera. And
It
if you didn't
is.
know that we're massively successful at this yet, then you're not on board yet.
He gets to show up in Mario shirts.
I do.
So, I mean, if that doesn't just reek of mass success.
My son told me that when my son bought this for me, and he told me that I had to wear it every day to church. I have to wear this every Sunday.
Yeah, and you've kept true to that, to your word on that. So
Yeah.
there's not a Sunday that's passed that Darren hasn't showed up with Mario featured on his chest. So the church appreciates
That might be a
that.
slight lie, slight overstatement.
It's not a
but-
slight over. It's a complete overstatement. I don't think I've ever seen you in the Mario shirt before. So sorry, Nathan. Daddy loves you.
I have shown up in it before.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He got me another one that's a picture of a minion from Despicable Me.
And when did you have to wear that one?
I wear that one when I feel like it. When I
Okay.
I do a lot of.
Well, that was nice of him to give you that option.
Yeah,
With that
yeah,
shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I am. Pretty much wherever I go, is I'm someone else's minion. So
I wish I had somebody else deciding my wardrobe for me. I wouldn't have to think about that, especially on Sunday mornings. Showing up at church and just pajamas, and that's probably what I would do if I didn't have somebody to keep me accountable.
One of my problems is, and I think I get this from my grandfather, but I never think about what I'm wearing when I go to do something. Mm-hmm. Like if I go to paint a room, or if I go to do yard work, I don't think about it before I do it, what I'm wearing. And I have ruined so many nice shirts with paint that it's you can't even imagine how many shirts I've ruined because I get like a splotch of paint right there.
Yeah, I try not to do too much work. So sorry, I can't feel your pain on that.
So what were we talking about before we jumped in here? I don't remember now.
I don't remember. That's how fast we move.
Yeah.
On this deal. So
you got to keep up with us. You
You've
really
got
got to
to.
keep up with us here.
So comment if you need to. Ask us to slow down. Not that it'll help with the one
It won't,
the
because-
podcast you're listening to or that you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
But just get it off your chest anyway.
Yeah. This is recorded. It's in the can. You can't change it.
Not now. Went back to Houston this past weekend with my wife Brianne, who participated in a 5K. But it was the Wipeout run, and so it was under the name for the TV show on ABC, Wipeout. ABC sent us money. Watch Wipeout. Watch people get hurt. It's fun, unless it's your wife. In which Brianne ran the 5K, did all the obstacles, came out of it alive.
Now, are the obstacles at the beginning or the end?
All throughout.
Really?
All throughout. They're spread. They're spread everywhere. The big balls, from Wipeout.
Do they have the big pool of water at the bottom if you fall in?
Yeah. She got plenty soaked.
Right.
She didn't even try to take on the ball that was swinging. I mean, right when she saw it coming, she just dove into the water, which is probably a smart move on her part. I actually saw other people trying to embrace it coming and hold on to it, and didn't work out so well for them. But just all kinds of neat stuff. So we had a good time. We did see people get injured. We saw people get carried off on gurneys, and so
All right.
Yeah, it was a win. It was a win for Brienne, and just the fact that she got to leave in the same car that she arrived in. Not so much for other folks.
You don't often see people getting injured in 5Ks, but
Not at the Wipeout run. Yes, obviously it's commonplace. You've got cranes swinging things at you. You're probably gonna get hurt. So The other one that I thought was funny was just a rope swing. There's a rope and you hold onto it and you swing across. You don't realize how difficult a task that is for most people. You don't know like how to hold onto a rope and swing, because most life situations don't put you there. Like, you don't have to swing for your life across.
It's how we get into the studio here. Most people don't realize that we actually have to climb down a rope to get down here and climb back up. But
we've purposely set it up.
Yeah,
that
for
way.
most people's life situations, that's just not a normal everyday thing.
Darren actually gets up the way Pee Wee Herman got up in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. So you should see the setup in his bedroom.
I've got a chair that talks to me.
He's got a chair that talks with him, talks to him. Gives you
At least I think it does. I talk to it, and it talks back to me. I don't know if it talks to anyone else.
You've told me it actually gives you some of your best advice for life. So my chair wouldn't probably do that for me.
I haven't seen anybody about that in a while. But
You should probably do that. Definitely do that. It's one of our plans for success for our life. I get up. I don't talk to a chair, but you do, and it's actually working for you, man. So congratulations.
It's worked out so far.
Yeah, it's got us this awesome, non-sponsored podcast and YouTube show.
I stopped listening to the Leprechaun, but the chair still talks to me.
Leprechauns. You know what? I had just like this random thought about leprechauns yesterday. Why did I have a random thought about a leprechaun yesterday? I'm not quite sure. I know what it was. I got caught up in the etymology of it. Like, I wanted to know where the word leprechaun came from, and I learned nothing. So thank you, Wikipedia. Thank you, all you kind folks who just put that nonsense of information on the internet for me.
I don't follow a whole lot of people on like Twitter or Facebook or whatever, but Mike Rowe, I saw, he posted if you know who Mike Rowe, he's the Dirty Jobs guy.
Right.
He posted a picture where, I'm sure he didn't take the picture, but it was a rainbow that looked like it was dead ending into a porta potty. And so, he said, I have some bad news for all of you looking for the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, you don't want to meet that leprechaun. It's a blue leprechaun.
Oh.
Man, well, we want to discuss today's topic is, in speaking to our own view on success, what has made us successful. Obviously, for you, it's talking to a chair.
We're going to be releasing a 10-part video series that you can buy for, I believe, $599 on how to.
Oh, that's better than I thought you meant $5.99. So.
Oh no! We value our success much more highly than that.
Yeah, we'd have to sell way more at $5.99. We're not counting on that.
Yeah.
So
actually, we're hoping that someone else will film the video series for us and just kind of like Photoshop us in, so that then donate it to us, so then we can sell it.
Yeah, but
we're not going to make it anytime soon.
But nobody's going to do that.
Well, we're hoping that other people, people are always successful most of the time. Public figures are always successful based on someone else's estimation of them being successful. So why not just take it to the next level and have someone actually do the work for us to make us successful, and then we can write on that.
Well, because I don't think there's anybody out there who wants to pick us up and do that for us, but because you have to pay them. I think it's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I don't want to pay them. I want them to do it for free.
Had somebody call the other day to the organization that I'm involved with, the recovery center that I work at, and so the message they left with the guy who gave me the message was, "Hey, have your director call us because we want to give you guys a ton of money."
All right.
So who doesn't want to call that number back?
Yeah.
And so it was just some deal where they were saying,
was it a Nigerian number?
No, it was somewhere here in the States, and this guy starts pitching me on ways that they can make us more successful in raising donations, and so I know where this thing's going. After a while, I'm like, okay, I know where this guy's going. He didn't call to give me money, and so I said, okay, buddy, I know where this is going. How much is this going to cost me? And so he says, well, it's going to be $3,600. Okay.
There you go.
All right, $3,600. What's the average amount of money that you guys can raise for the people who buy into this? Well, I don't have that information. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. So
results not typical.
Didn't matter what he said. But that's the way it works, man. If you want people to get you money, you got to give them money.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to make it happen for you. And so that's where we find ourselves this morning.
So you got to help yourself.
Got to help yourself, man. You want to make things happen. I found some interesting quotes over the weekend from some really successful people you want to be like, okay? People you want to emulate all over, just in every realm.
Super Mario?
Super Mario.
Is his name Super Mario? Because I don't know what his last name is.
His name's Mario. His name's Mario Mario.
He only needs Mario.
Yeah. So they're the Mario brothers. He's
see.
Mario.
Mario.
And it's Luigi Mario.
Wow.
See?
I mean, it's amazing how creative those Japanese people got coming up with stereotypical.
They just changed
Italians.
the pronunciation. His name's Mario Mario, but this it's Mario Mario. And who are we to argue?
There you go.
Nintendo has way more money than we do, so they must have it right. We have it wrong. Sorry, American Italians everywhere. Your name is pronounced Mario.
There you go.
So the Japanese said so. So here's some quotes. Diana Ross. We all know Diana Ross, right?
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Of course we do.
Diana Ross.
Diana Ross, singing sensation, says, "You can't wait for others to give you the golden dream. You got to go out and make it happen." Okay?
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Michael Jordan. We all know Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he was that guy
Gambling fame.
Yeah, he was on the Stuart Smalley skit.
Yes.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough.
Doggone it, people like me.
Yeah.
And if anybody liked anybody, it's Michael Jordan you want to like.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do you want to be like Mike?
Everybody wants to be like Mike. Eat Wheaties, wear Fruit of
Does
the Loom.
Mike want to be like Mike?
I don't think so.
That's really the question. That's the introspective question. Does Mike want to be like Mike?
Not when he loses those big gambling deals.
Actually, I heard that he's got this entourage that travels with him everywhere, security detail, and I heard that whenever he travels and the security detail goes with him, his code name is Yahweh. I think Mike likes to be like Mike.
What?
I think Mike has got quite a big head on his shoulders.
But is his entourage all the Fruit of the Loom guys? Is it like the grapes and the...
Maybe so, but I mean,
cherries following him?
literally, he has them call him. His code name is Yahweh.
Yahweh's leaving the plane.
Yes.
Yahweh's entering the limo.
I no longer want to be like Mike.
Jeez. Yahweh.
I'm like 5'9".
But listen.
So I never wanted to be like Mike.
He's more successful than you or me.
He is.
So let's hear what he has to say.
He's made a lot of money.
This is what he says. He says, some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen. And then people like us just ask, what is it? He makes it happen.
Getting your code name be Yahweh. He made
that was
happen.
it.
He made it happen. Yeah.
He made it happen. Lee Iacoca.
Made some cars.
I thought he made Cocoa Puffs.
He might have done that too, but he made some really ugly cars.
Is he still even involved with...
no, but actually, I'll give him credit. He actually was. I'm sure he didn't design it, but he was behind the original development of the Dodge Viper, one of my favorite cars out there.
I still daydream about driving.
Favorite looking cars. I've driven one. It was absolutely wretched. It was a horrible, horrible car. It's like strapping this massive engine to a little red wagon. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like. It had a
pretty
ton of
accurate,
power.
Actually.
It had a ton of power, but it was a horrible car to drive.
Yeah, well, if you've ever seen Wanted with James, what's the fella's name? I can't think of his name. Angelina Jolie was in it. Morgan Freeman was in it. Horrible movie.
If it doesn't have Thomas or Care Bears,
Thomas the Train?
Yeah, probably haven't seen it.
That would have made the movie more interesting. If Angelina Jolie was driving Thomas the Train, like flipping it and landing it on its wheels and
that'd be pretty cool.
Driving over buses and through buses and off of bridges and landing on the tires every single time.
Michael Bay. Maybe Michael Bay could pick that up.
Thomas the Train.
Yeah.
Michael Bay. That would be awesome. I would watch that.
I would watch that.
I would watch that. For that.
Michael Bay makes horrible films, but
Absolutely.
he makes a ton of money at them because everybody. Yeah,
he just takes things that people love, and then just makes them action packed.
I'll watch that.
And we'll watch it. We'll spend.
And he knows it. He's like,
billions.
I make horrible movies, and I make a lot of money because people watch them.
Yeah. Look, I know Thomas the Train's not exciting, but I'm Michael Bay.
So Lee Iacocca.
Lee Iacocca says, apply yourself. Get all the education that you can, but then, by God, do something. Don't just stand there. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
So that's our phrase for today. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Because that's what successful people do.
Yes.
They make it happen. Because
Make
you
it
got
happen.
You got to decide what it is. But you've got the strength. You've got the mental capacity. You've got the money. You've got I guess whatever it takes to make it happen. But you need to make it happen.
I mean, they did. They did, and they made it happen.
They made it happen.
They made it happen.
I don't have a voice like Diana Ross.
It's like be like them.
I don't have a voice like Diana Ross, so I'm not going to make that happen.
We could probably like superimpose through the magic of audio and video. We could probably superimpose her voice over yours.
You could.
We're not going to do that. I'm too lazy.
I would settle for even just T-painting my voice. Just do the auto-tune.
I wonder if we could do an entire episode where we T-pained our voice.
Just auto-tune the entire episode.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
There's people that have done that. It's actually pretty entertaining, but it looks like a lot of work.
They have auto-tuned their entire podcast.
Well, I've seen there's a group of people that for a while at least they were auto-tuning the news.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful.
Yeah,
that
you
was
saw those.
Yes,
those were fun.
One of the best things that ever happened in my life.
Wow.
That's transformation truth.
So there you have
Auto-tune.
it. Auto-tune the news. Auto-tune in general has
Auto-tune
transformed
anything. It will transform you. It will transform everything.
If you didn't know it already, Abel is actually Christina Aguilera. That's how it transformed me. Abel is actually Christina Aguilera. She's lip syncing to Abel singing with his voice auto-tuned to make it sound like her. But I mean, he's in the studio. I'm not saying you are her. I'm saying you are the voice behind Christina Aguilera. Whenever she is singing, whenever she is singing, it's actually Abel in the studio with a little bit of auto-tune.
Because I don't think auto-tune works on faces.
No, not yet.
We're sorry,
Not yet.
Christina.
We haven't gotten to the Mission Impossible auto-tune thing yet, where you can put on a mask.
No. So, auto-tuning is true transformation, but you've got to make it happen. You've got to make it happen. You got to hit the auto-tune button to make it happen.
That's true.
I don't know how to play basketball very well. I can't make that happen. I don't know what did Lee Iacocca do? Besides be the name and the face for Christ. Did he actually ever do anything for the company? Just run it?
Chrysler is the only thing I can think of. He was an auto guy. He did some other things, but I think Chrysler is and he was only there for 10 years. He basically resurrected it and then drove it into the ground again.
Good for him. He made it happen.
He made both. I mean,
both directions.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing. Like the best gig in the world is when you can be the cause of and solution to a problem. Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
It's impossible, but
no, it happens all the time. It happens all the time.
But I think in the other direction,
especially in Congress.
I think that you go in saying you've got the solution.
Yeah.
But then you create more problems.
That's true.
So it's just the opposite.
I'm really good at that.
We want to have all the problems and come up with the solutions, but some people are just really good at doing the other way around, and people say they're successful.
Yeah.
See how they did that? They made it happen.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
So why aren't you making it happen? How come I can't make it happen?
I'm making it happen.
What are you making
Just
happen?
don't ask me what it is. There's a lot of things that I'm making it happen.
It doesn't
Just
matter.
don't ask.
It doesn't matter how hard I try at anything. It usually doesn't happen. That's my problem. My problem is that no matter, I grew up hearing just whatever you put your mind to, you can make happen.
Yeah.
Just do whatever your heart tells you, and go.
Great advice.
And it'll happen.
Great advice.
Yeah. No, not good advice. I've got a twisted heart. Everything about me is messed up. If I could try to make things happen, it's always the wrong thing I'm trying to make happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm really good at making the wrong thing happen.
I can make
really
all
good
the
at
wrong
it.
things happen. The things I want to make happen, I can't make happen. But the things that I don't want to happen, somehow I make happen. Sounds biblical.
That sounds biblical.
In some sense.
That's a biblical proportions right there.
You know what else is biblical? God helps those who help themselves.
He sure does.
I
I think that's in
it's
Second
somewhere.
Hesitations.
Secondhesitations.org.
First Eli.
One of those books. The Book of Eli.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Denzel.
Yeah. That's one of
Was that Michael Bay?
I don't know. But Denzel made it happen.
Made it
I
happen.
haven't seen it, but Denzel makes it happen.
Spoiler alert: he's blind,
Oh wow,
and he makes it happen.
he makes it happen.
I've got both eye. One of my eyes is actually bothering me right now, but I'm not making it happen. I've had 2 cups of coffee, and I'm not making it happen.
No, if you can't make it happen on 2 cups of coffee, then maybe you need more education.
Yeah. Or if God's not making it happen for you, maybe He needs your help.
Well, that's true. That's true.
He needs you. He needs you to do something.
Yeah.
You know, He wants to do something
Because
Well,
he's
what
going to
are you
help
doing?
those who help themselves.
You know.
Yeah.
But if you can help yourself, why do you need God?
You know, I've always wondered why people ask, like when they pray for people going into surgery, they ask God to help the surgeon's hands. And this is just me personally. If I need to pray for God to help the surgeon's hands, I want a different surgeon. I don't want him.
Just pray for God to send another surgeon.
Yeah, I either, like, if I'm going to pray, I want to pray for God to heal the person and not have to go through the surgery, or I want the right surgeon. I don't want God to help the surgeon's hands.
Or pray for a pot of gold to be inside of, that the kidney stones that pass are actually made out of gold.
Hey,
And
there
can
you
take
go.
those
There you
and
go.
sell those. I wouldn't mind passing some gold.
I wonder what would have happened if King Midas had tried surgery. Open people up and touch them. And
You don't want to go see King Midas for surgery. That's a good racket for him.
that's
But,
true.
touching
That's
things
true.
and turning them into gold, that's making things happen.
Another gold kidney.
Making it happen. Good for you, Midas. The question I wanted to look at today, man, is does making it happen guarantee success? Does it guarantee success in life if you go and just work really hard and try to make things happen? Or even looking at this thing through the lens of Christianity, does, by the way, God helping those who help themselves is not biblical. If you didn't catch on to that already, it's nowhere in the Bible. It's the furthest thing from the truth.
If you can find Second Eli or
Then
Second
you'll find
Hesitations,
it.
let us know.
You'll find it probably somewhere in there. But as far as the Holy Bible is concerned, you're not going to find it. The Bible, in fact, it teaches the exact opposite thing. God doesn't help those who can help themselves.
You're saying that Michael Jordan doesn't
Yahweh.
have the gospel
Yahweh.
truth. Yahweh.
If he thinks he's God, then probably not. Okay. Does making it happen guarantee success for your life? And I think that's an extremely poisonous philosophy. I think there's a lot of people out there who are making it, whatever it happens to be, people are making it happen each day. And they're not people you and I are ever going to hear about. They're not people who are ever probably going to be wealthy or in a position of complete comfort. There's single mothers who are getting up out of bed every day, who are working, 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to put food on the table. They're making it happen. But it's not something that you or I would probably look at and say, well, now there's a successful person. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're scraping by. Just different situations in life that people are going out and they're doing what they have to do each and every day. And most of the world would look at them and say they're not successful.
They're not making it happen.
They're not making
it happen.
It happen. It here, of course, being success in the eyes of most of the world. It's poisonous for us to think that we can work hard each day and just have everything that the American dream says you should have, or even in churches for people to think that God's blessing on your life, His favor to your life is somehow brought upon by the things that you do.
Of course.
That's not the God of the Holy Bible. The Bible doesn't teach us that God draws close to the strong or to the well-educated. Or
I thought God gives favor to those that give the most money to the church.
If you've got all that kind of money, you probably don't need God anymore. So there's other religions for you. Scientology is good.
That's a good one. They'll take a lot of your money.
They'll take a lot of your money.
Yeah.
They will. And they'll come hunt you down if you don't give them money. So
It works great.
works great.
Great business model.
Tom Cruise is making it happen.
He's making it
John
happen.
Travolta making it happen.
Making it happen.
He's taken 40 years off of his life. Have you seen the plastic surgery they've done on him?
No.
Wow. He's I saw him the other day.
Travolta?
Travolta, yeah. I mean he somehow, some way, he's reverted in age.
There you go. Trying to go back to Cotter.
Making it happen. Yeah,
And
probably.
for all of those you listening, and if you're watching this on the internet, you probably have no idea who Cotter is. But
Yeah, because
look
if
it up.
you
Google
know,
it.
because if you know what the internet is,
Google it.
You don't know
That's true.
what
That's
Cotter
true.
is.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Google it.
yeah. Welcome back, Cotter. Not Carter.
Cotter.
It's important you spell that right. K-O-T-T.
Man, the afros in that show.
So many F's.
So what do we do, Abel? What do we do?
Well, let's look at something here because I think we need to be. Let's look at something that the Bible says. Because
How do we make it happen?
don't just take my word for it when I say that God doesn't draw near to those who work really hard. But listen here. This is the Apostle Paul. He's quoting the Old Testament in Romans chapter 9, 15 and 16, where he says, "For God said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. It does not, therefore, depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy." I mean, if that doesn't fly in the face of trying to make it happen, I don't know what does. Is that so? Is that what you're hearing too?
Man, I don't know. This is throwing my worldview into such chaos. I mean,
man.
I've
I didn't mean to
always
do
wanted
that.
to be like Mike. I'm all my life I've been trying to crush it, man. I've been trying to kill it.
That's it. Then that's a desire.
I mean, Iacoca is my idol. Trying to.
I've seen the poster of Iacoca in your
Yeah.
bedroom,
Yeah.
which Sarah says is kind of.
It's a little creepy, but
little creepy.
it was in it was in the prenuptials. That he had to be there. He
Yeah,
had to be there,
so
staring at us when we get out of bed.
You actually superimposed his face and your face riding in a viper, like drifting. So
I don't let a lot of people know that. I don't let a lot of people
if
know
you've
that.
never
but-
been into the secret chamber of Darren's bedroom, it's right there. It's on the ceiling, like above the bed
Yeah.
of Darren.
It's out there
Iacoca,
now. It's out there now.
Drifting a viper.
It's out there.
It's cool, pretty cool actually.
I think that that this whole idea of of trying to make it happen is it's one of those things that is so pervasive in American culture, and especially when you start down this road of success, because there, especially financial success, career success, you get a little bit of it under you, and it really starts to go to your head that, hey, you can actually start to recreate this. And there's a little bit of truth to the things that you do can have a big impact on your success, however you define that.
Sure.
But I think it's interesting. When the children of Israel were coming out of Egypt into the land of Israel, Moses told them, "You're about to go into houses that you didn't build. You're going to inherit vineyards that you didn't create, and you're going to get wealthy. You're going to get wealthy. You're going to have success in all the things that you do. Remember that it wasn't you that did it." He told the children of Israel. I think this is important for us to understand along these lines, is that they're the one. They had to walk into the land of Israel, but they didn't have to build any of this. They didn't have to do any of those things.
Right.
God gave it to them.
Right.
And Moses told them something very important: is it's God that gives you the power to get wealth. It's God that is giving you this success.
And
so
not because of anything you've done.
Yeah. I mean, there were things that they had to do to get there. They had to walk. They literally had to walk.
Right. Yeah, literally, yes.
And they did have to fight a few battles, but even in that, the Lord was the one fighting with them in those battles and giving them victory.
Right.
They were
right.
outnumbered, out overpowered, and God gave it to them. So there are things that we have to do. And so, kind of like getting out there and doing it, there's a little bit of truth that we can't just sit back and do nothing. Mm-hmm. But thinking that we're the ones making it happen, it's very deceptive.
It is, because it pushes you back into your own power.
As much as that hurts me, to think about how Lee Iacocca could be wrong.
He might be. Diana Ross, sorry, seeing the sensation that you were. But even their success fades away. I joke around about Michael Jordan, but he's probably more known now for his gambling problems than he is for his basketball career. Lee Iacocca, most people don't even know who he is anymore, but he used to be, big. Everybody wanted to be like him as far as running a company. Diana Ross just, was the voice for a really long time on radio and pop music. But everything fades away. Success, according to what we determine to be success, that's what it does. It fades away. It's about your power and your effort. And guess what, man? One day you're going to be, fading away in life, powerless. You're going to become irrelevant to the world. And
You're lifting me up here. You're lifting me up.
Thank you. So for all of you guys striving for success, there's no success that is ever going to go any further than probably how you try to put that out there that you are successful. At some point, people fade, power fades, the prestige of this life. One day we're all going to look back on it and wonder whether all the things that we really gave ourselves to, did they make any difference at all? And so the challenge for us, especially as Christians, is to examine our own lives and to be honest and say, and I've been working so hard trying to climb this ladder of life. I've found my ladder. I'm climbing it hard, putting every day into it, trying to get to the top of this thing. And then at the end of our lives, we end up looking back and saying and realizing this ladder led nowhere. I put all of my strength, all of my effort into climbing this thing, and I'm nowhere. And so that's why the gospel is so it's just really flies in the face of that mentality and says we can't climb to God. We can't work hard enough to get to determine our own success and to feel that ultimate success in life. And because of that, God stepped down from heaven and he actually descended to us. Instead of us climbing, he comes down to us. Yeah. And so that he can get under us and then lift us up so that we can see his power, see his strength, see what really matters in life, find ourselves in the right position. And it's so much better for us when we realize that we've been created for a purpose. We've been created for a work. We've been created to do things, but it's not by our problem solving skills and not by our solutions and not by even our own thoughts on what success is supposed to be for us. And so we come to God and ask God to come and define success for us so that we can live in the freedom of the life that we've been given to experience just that very unique and idea of what success is for your own life.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Is that making it happen?
Make it happen.
Make it happen by deciding to allow your ideas of success to be defined by something greater. We're so limited in what we think success is. Our lives are usually success for most of us is determined by how many vacations we take, how much money we make, how many leaves we rake. I was just trying to keep rhyming.
There you go, man. That was awesome. That was awesome.
How good is your steak?
Has anyone ever counted how many leaves they rake as a measure of success?
I hope not.
That would be awesome.
We've had piles and piles of leaves on the property, and but I actually think the guy who did that probably was determining success for the day based on how many piles of leaves he raked that day. Man. So it doesn't take much for the human heart to cling to something and say, this is where I find my worth and my value.
I rake piles of leaves at least 6 times every year because every pile of leaves I rake, they become an unpile thanks to the kids. Mm-hmm. The kids make all of my piles unpiles before I can get them in a bag.
It's probably why Charles Schulz captured that in his Peanuts comic strips. Who would do that?
I'm pretty sure when I'm telling them, please don't jump in this pile, I sound like, wah, 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 exactly. wah, wah, wah.
They run right to it, man. So making it happen for today. What's that going to look like for you, man?
We made it happen, man. We recorded it.
Something
and
happen.
We told you how to make it happen, which is don't try to make it happen.
Does that make sense? No.
No.
But I'm telling you, it's the key to living a full life.
Do what the Lord asks you to do.
Man, you
do what the Lord asks you to do.
Trust me. How good was your chocolate shake? I could just keep going with this. It doesn't take. You could tell my list of making things happen.
He's got.
I actually do pride myself on how good I make a steak. So,
well, there you go.
I'll have
making
you over
it happen.
One day. I'll have you over one day, and you can just enjoy a steak, and then you can look at me and say, "Abel, you made it happen." That'll be good enough for me.
Made it happen. Check us out on iTunes under Transformation Truth Podcast. Check us out on transformationpodcast.net. Check us out on Twitter Check us out on Facebook. We are everywhere. We
check
have
us
made
out.
it happen.
Check it out somehow.
We have made it happen.
Make us happen.
That's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen.
You're going to make us happen.
You need to make us successful.
Let us be your it.
If someone wants to write the book for us on how to be successful, we'll go ahead. We'll put our faces on it.
Put our faces on it, and then just put whatever.
We'll
garbage
smile
you
for the
want to in
pictures
that.
and then let you put the faces on it. But I mean, we're not going to actually do it ourselves.
If you've already got like a 12-step program to achieving success, we'll just endorse that right now.
Yeah.
Just put our faces on it. Yeah.
We're for sale.
But pay us. I mean, pay us something.
Yeah.
You know? That's how we're going to make it happen. That's the only way we're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know? Somebody else's hard work.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one.